Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah. In the previous video, I have given you a very lengthy understanding of the 3 stages of consciousness for success and how this is related to the understanding of Islamic metaphysics. So we can relate this to also to the idea that is developed by the Ummah based on the Quran. That means our great scholars, Al-Imam Ghazali, Ibn al-Qayyim, Ibn Miskiwa, and so on. They have developed this whole understanding of the 3 level of consciousness that we know that is from the Quran, that is the nafs. So our consciousness is our nafs. Our nafs consists of our roh, qalb, akal, and our jasad as we live in this earth. When we leave this earth, our roh, qalb, and akal, this is the original primordial nafs that Allah has endowed upon us when He blew His spirit into us and He created us to be His Khalifa on this earth. This is permanent, living beyond space, beyond time, beyond the quantum state. So that's why we have a permanent home in the spiritual realm, and we understand that our nafs go through stages of development. Alright, I have explained to you how from the me stage, the first stage, to the we stage and us all stage, we are developing our nafs. But we have a baseline, and this baseline is, as we move downward, then we have failure, depression, meaningless, and so on. So this baseline is where we say our nafs is at that level. As if it's not transcend here, if this nafs is just staying below here, then this is nafsul ammara bisu. This is the nafs that is enveloping this whole 21st century, because humanity is losing their sense of purpose and meaning, and humanity is going through all kind of depressive states, and you can list the whole list of this depressive state in the 21st century. All right, I will name you some of this state. That means the nafs at this level is not even lawama. At this stage, at the me and we stage, we can say that this nafs is at the state of lawama. And the third stage, inshallah, we would then be able to embrace the whole universe and embrace the grace of Allah and be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where we reach the state of an-nafsul mutma'innah. So how are we going to progress? So based on this 3 stages of consciousness, this is what? This is the state of an-nafsul ammara bil-su. It is the evil prompting soul that directs you downward, down and down and down, that will cause what? Selfishness, me, everything is me. If you don't get something, you kill yourself. Suicidal tendencies, failure in life, depression, meaninglessness. The most depressive of this state is meaninglessness. Today, you have so many of the odd things that young people do. Alright, for example, in many Western countries, during the prom night, you know, when you finish your secondary school or your college, you have a prom night where they do wild sex. Not only wild sex, they'll go naked, and then all of them are told to hug a tree. I mean, what kind of culture is that? These are savagery, worse than the uncultured culture of our great grandfathers. Even in the Stone Age, we'll never do that kind of nonsense. Alright, but we have digressed to this evil prompting self, causing a lot of psychological problems in the 21st century. So an-nafsul, the consciousness of ammara bil-su, will cause a lot of problems. What are some of the problems? Okay, this problem we can say, we can have in our book, in the understanding of the practical application of post-Islamic psychology. You can see what are the psychiatric disorder of this 21st century. One is major depressive disorder, MDD. It is enveloping so many people. That's why now medication for depression is the most lucrative business in the world today. So if you're depressive, you take some antidepressant medication, but that's not going to solve the problem. Alright, so you get into a cycle of depression. You get, for example, old people, because of the meaningless in life, they have geantric, that means old people, geantric depression, generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social phobia, obsessive compulsive disorder, conduct disorder, The young people now is having all kind of conduct disorder because it's a free-for-all world. You do anything and everything, and anything that I do, you don't comment. Whether it's good or bad, that's my life. I do what I want. So that whole societal civilizational structure will be destroyed. Substance abuse. Now addiction is so severe throughout the world, and it is going to kill all the many millions of young people because of substance abuse, uncontrolled substance abuse. Hyper attention deficit, hyper disorder, health anxiety, body dysmorphoric disorder, eating disorder like bulimia and anorexia, personality disorder, sex. The whole realm of this dunya now at this level is selling sex. So it is just going to the animalistic condition which affects our psyche. So our nerves, our consciousness level is very, very bad. All right? Habit disorder, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and many, many others. So we can see this whole society is moving downward. So how are we going to move upward to go through the stage of, I've explained, from me, we strive to make ourselves good, to we help others to be good, our close society, and then us all in this universe. So hoping, seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from our roh, qalb and akal, moving upwards towards what? Receiving the inspiration from Allah, the intuition, the grace, the help, the blessings, the love, the mercy, the forgiveness from the realm of Allah, feeling us towards the fulfillment of our journey in this world and our journey in the hereafter. So how to go about with it? We have in our book the 3 model. You go to our Positive Islamic Sexuality model. I'm just giving you some idea. Okay, say this is the current situation of this dunya, this world. We have our perception here. So what are the 3 environmental sources? This is our model. So the human self, the total past learning history, TPLH, or TPLH, all that we gather in this world, from the realm of the Azali until the day we die, that is our total past living history. So what do we get? We have good, bad. So our life is 50-50 maybe, or 60-40, 60 good, 40 no good. So this is the current situation of a lot of us in this world, especially the Muslims. So we are having a problem. So our perception is being inputted with the input from the physical realm that is bad, all right, from the social realm that is bad, and the inner speech that is bad. So, but it's a sum total where there's some good and bad. So what do you have here? From the inner speech, we try to correct our perception. So our TPLH, in this situation now, in this condition in the 21st century, there are problems in the world, all right? There's some good prevails, some good prevails. So all kind of problems we have in the world, some good prevail. This gives us an opportunity for civilizational transformation. So we Muslims must be the agent of change in the 21st century, because 20 years from now, with the full implementation of artificial intelligence, robotics, new technology, there will be very little work. So what are we going to do? We're going to be a society that will have a lot of time on our hand. So that time can be used for the development of the society or the civilization. That is what we call the contemplative civilization. All right? So this is the contemplative civilization that we are trying to build within the framework of the high level of consciousness. Okay? So this is the current situation. If we go downward, from here we go downward, as I mentioned earlier on, with all the problems, we create a hedonistic consciousness. That means everything is fun, play, sex, and nothing more. Just animalistic desire, nothing more than that. All right? So this hedonistic consciousness will create a hedonistic civilization, and it's doomed for destruction. If you study history, you can see there's no one civilization that lasts forever. So this is the last opportunity for this 21st civilization, 21st century civilization, to turn ourselves around. And to turn ourselves around, we must try to develop a contemplative civilization based on the understanding of the purpose and meaning in life in this world. So here, what we do is, all right, this hedonistic civilization, the net result in the physical realm, they are doing all the bad things. In the social realm, they are doing all the bad things. And then our inner speech could not rectify the physical and the social, intrasocial and intersocial and cultural and civilizational, the degradation. So our inner speech is not strong enough. What happened? We have bad. So what we do is we have a bad, evil, unjust global society that will be doomed for destruction. And we have people who are suicidal, fragile psychologically, not able to face the challenges in life, not able to take failures, not able to live and understand the purpose and meaning in life. And when that happens, then we have a hopeless situation. So what is the solution? This is the nafsul ammara bisu. This is the lawamah. We are trying to bring upward. And this is the an-nafsul mutmainnah. So what does we do? We use our inner speech, through our inner speech dialogue, at our what level? Spiritual, our qalb, our roh, our akal. We try to change our situation. That means all the physical input, whether it's the physical environment in terms of our genetics or our tendencies or our housing or our health, our diet, our lifestyle and so on, we change to make it more positive. Our social environment, we make it a more contemplative society. A society that reflects on the purpose and meaning in life. A society that is centered on knowledge, centered on iman, centered on the good life of this earth, achieving peace, happiness, success, gratitude, shukr, all right? And all the good qualities that we have mentioned here. We have some exercises in terms of our inner speech dialogue technique. So when we do that, then we create a new 21st century civilization where we can be the forerunner, the ummah, because we carry this truth. This deen carry this reality of the nature of consciousness at the highest level of intellectual understanding. All right? Others are searching. Our fellow other religionists from other religion, they are searching because they don't have that framework. Within the Islamic framework, within the understanding of the Quran and the Sunnah, we have a wonderful opportunity first to practice ourselves, to make ourselves good, then help the Muslim Ummah to understand this deep understanding of the nature of consciousness at the level that we are now at Lawamah, to perfect ourselves along the journey and reach at the level of a contemplative society that glorify Allah, that is centered on knowledge, that has inbuilt into it the whole understanding of the purpose, the meaning, and the joy, the happiness, the fulfillment in this world as we journey to the spiritual world and the hereafter, forever and ever and ever. So this is what we must do. Okay, so all this understanding is very deeply discussed in our book, Positive Islamic Psychology, a Transcendent Model to Achieve Peace, Happiness and Success in the 21st Century. And we hope as you go through this video, try to take up our life coach program, Positive Islamic Psychology life coach program, which is very, very simple to do, all online. You can go through our website and then we'll give you some assignments, and most important is your practical application of this knowledge of Positive Islamic Psychology to change yourself and to change your immediate friends or society within the community. Nothing much, but as you understand this whole grandeur of the scheme that Allah has ordained upon this ummah, then you can aspire for a bigger and bigger role to change ourselves, to make the ummah a strong ummah in the 21st century, to lead the world, to help make the world a better place for all, because we are talking about us all in this universe. And inshallah, when we do that, we'll fulfill our role as a sincere servant of Allah, as His Caliph on this earth, always striving to make ourselves good, helping others to be good, and making the world good, inshallah.